All right, so now let's implement the functionality to filter the product when we search, and we're going to do that in Redux. So I'll open my file manager here, and let me just click on the product slice. So inside of this products folder, I'm going to create a new slice. So let's create a new slice, and I'll call that slice filter slice. So filter slice.js, and that's because I actually just wanted to separate things and just so that the product slice is not too crowded. So filter slice, and I'll just hit enter on that. So here I'll just say rx slice, and I'll just create my Redux template for me. So the name of this slice I'm going to call filter. So it's filter. Then the initial state, this filter, it needs to be in quotes. So filter, the initial state is just going to have one state here. It's filtered product, and that's going to be equal to an empty array, like so. Sorry, not equal to, it's an object, so it's like this, and then an empty array. So so that's it. Now let's come down here and add our action that will filter the product. So I'm going to come here, and I'll just call that action filter by search, filter underscore, I can just say filter product, really, filter by search, filter products, blah blah blah. So let's just say filter product. See, product. It's like I don't know how to spell again. No. Okay, so filter product, and it's going to take a state and action, and then we're just going to open it up like this. Great. So all the functionality to filter the products will go in here. So here, let's just export this action here. So here I'll just say filter products, and that's that. Then lastly, I'll export this filter product state so that it can be accessible anywhere. So let me come, is there any slides I've created before? Okay, product slides. I think I exported something. So let me just copy this guy, and then I'll just, so that I don't feel like typing a lot again. So I'll just come here and paste that in. So let's change. This is going to be select filtered product. That's going to be it's going to be a long one. So select filtered product, then state dot, what's the name of this? This is filter, and then the name of the state itself is filtered products. So that's it. Okay, so now let's add this state to our store. I'll save it first, then I'll just go to my store and then just add it. So where's my store? This is my store. So let's import it first. I'll duplicate this guy, and I'll change this to filter reducer, and let's change the path as well. So it's coming from products, then / filter slice. Exactly. Now we can now come here and add that. So but the name is going to change to filter, and then this is also going to change to filter reducer, which we imported here. So we've added it to our store. We can save that, and then let's head back to the filter slice. Now when we want to filter a product, there are two pieces of information we need to send to our Redux. Okay, so there are two pieces of information we need to send to Redux. The first is the product array. So we're going to send the product array, then we're also going to send the value of this input. So those are the two pieces of information. So with the product array and the value of the input, it can now filter the product based on what you search for. All right, so let's come down here and let's open this our filter products action. So I would open that up, and then we can now start. So remember, we're expecting two things. One is the product array, and the other one is the search parameter, search value. So the first thing I'll do here is, first off, I'll destructure it, those two items that I listed, from the payload. So action dot payload. And what do I want to destructure? Well, I want to destructure the products, plural, and the search, because those are the two things I said we're expecting. Aha. So let me just, good. So now I'll create a variable. I'll call that variable temp product. Temp, that's temporary product. And that's going to be equal to, now we are going to use the product.filter. So we're going to filter through the product. Watch what we'll do. I'll say product.filter, and then let's open that up. So we're going to represent every item in the products array as a single product. Okay, then let's open this up like this. Now okay, I don't think there's any need to open it up. Let's just use a single arrow function there. So what we'll now do now is that we'll just get the product.name. So product.name. So we're going to search, we're going to filter these products by two things. The first is the name, and then the category. So those are the two parameters we use to filter, such that even when a user types in like a category, it will still show all that category. So for example, if I come here and type electronics, you see all the electronics show. But at the same time, if I search for a name like maybe Bluetooth, then anything that has BLU is going to show. I'm sure you get the gist. So we're filtering by two things, the name and the category. So product.name, and then we'll convert it to lowercase like so. Lowercase. Okay. Then now we want to check if it includes includes the search parameter. So what the user searched for. So I'll say search, and then I'll also convert that to lowercase. So dot to lowercase like so. All right, so look at what we did here. We took all the products, or we are looking for the product name that matches or that includes what the user searched for. So that's the first thing we did here. Then I will now add an or. So here I will now search for also the category, so not just the product.name but the product.category. So I can just copy this guy to save time, and then after the or operator, I'll just paste that in. Sorry about this. So I'll just paste that in, but this time what I'm interested in is the product.category. Okay, which needs to be in small letter, category. So product.name, I'll search for it. Product category, I'll search for it. That's all. So now that we've been able to, execute this search functionality and saved it inside this temp product variable, and let me see, where does this end? So I'll now come down below that like this, and then I'll now say state dot filtered product, and then I'll just set it to be equal to my temporary product. So temp product. Okay, great. So now this is how we implement the search. Now it looks very easy. So but let's go to the front end and test it and make sure that it actually works. So I'll save this guy, and you can take your time to digest what we just did here. Okay, so now let's go to the product list. That's where we need to be. So in the product list, we are going to first bring in the filtered products. So let's come here, and how we're going to bring that, we're going to use selector. So let me Control X that, and then let me also say select filtered products. Bring that in as well, and then let me just cut that. Then I'm also going to bring in use dispatch, because I want to dispatch an action. If only I can just type correctly. Use dispatch. So I'll bring that in as well. Great. So now let's create the variables we need. So I would come down here and create one that will hold the filtered product. and that's going to be equal to use selector, and I want to select the select filtered product. Then I'll create one that will hold the dispatch variable, and that's going to be equal to use dispatch. So we're on the right track. So what do we want to do here? Well, I'm just going to have a use effect that will be triggered every time this search changes. Okay, keeping things simple. So I'll just come down here, and you know what, I'll put it at the bottom so that nothing overrides it. So I'll just come here before the return statement, and I'll add my use effect like so. And let me just add my aha, and then let me make sure I import it. I think I have imported it because it's not showing red. Okay, it has been imported. So now in this use effect, I'm going to now dispatch my function to my action to filter products. I don't think I imported filter product, but I can write it here and import it. So filter underscore products. Aha, so you see, I'll auto import it. And remember, we said it's going to take 2 arguments. So let's open an object here. The first is a products. Then the next is the search. So we are dispatching this function with the product and the search, and then we'll now add our dependency here that anytime either the product or the search changes, we want to fire this function or this action. So here I will say products, then search, then dispatch. Okay, somebody should help me tell React that we don't need dispatching this as a dependency, but no wahala. Let's just test this out now. So I'll go ahead and save. Then there's one more thing we need to do. You remember in this our body of our return statement, we are mapping through the products. So what we want to map through now is the filtered products. So here I'll come here and say filtered products. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So because the filtered products, now we are setting it to the products immediately the page loads. So this use effect here is going to fire immediately the page loads, and we're filtering the products, and you know, these products here will be sent to our filter slice and set to the filtered products. Okay, anyway, let's just save this and test. I've said a lot on this stuff, so I'll just save, and then I'll just come to my finished product and let's test it out. So fingers crossed, let's search for electronics. So I'll just say ELE, and as you can see, we have just the electronics. Now let's search for a product name. So I'll say P1, and we have only P1. So that's it for implementing the functionality to search or to filter our product. In the next one, we're now going to implement the functionality for this pagination. All right, see you there then.